Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones, Dr. Bones.
Right on, and welcome to the Dr. Bones Show, another division of Music Saturday. And with me, as my regular co-host, and be asking questions with me as well, is Mike Brother Chia from 1 and 5.
Hello.
And our special guest today is JUXTA, who we've played about 3 songs off the new upcoming album so far, and everybody's had nothing but good things to say. So JUXTA, welcome to the show, or JJ should I call you?
Yeah, that's okay. Thanks for having me. It's going to be great.
So, first off, the new album's coming out soon, and I was introduced to you by Mike, and let me tell you, I was really impressed, and that's the bonus of having other co-hosts, is the music they can introduce you to that you haven't heard of, or may not have come upon just because of so many things going on, and there being so much music out there. So, big thank you to Mike for that. But let's get going with questioning. So, JUXTA, like your stage name, how did that come about? Where did that come from?
Quite simply, the simple answer, or the short answer, is that I like the word juxtaposition.
Oh.
But the slightly longer answer is that I'm fascinated by the mental struggles that we all face on a daily basis, and also the juxtapositions that you see around you all the time. That just things that seem like one thing on the surface, but underneath it are very different. And being a slightly older musician, as I will be 50 this year, I actually only just started recording last year. I wanted to do it when I was younger, but I got kind of into the whole career and family thing. So I didn't actually start till last year, and so I've got a very different perspective on life than a lot of these younger bands that are talking about breaking up with their girlfriends and things.
Right, or just angry at the world, right, because they're just starting out.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly. I'm still angry at the world.
Yeah. just a different form of anger, you know.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You're not the first, and definitely won't be the last to kind of start a career later in life. I mean, perfect example is Frank Black from the Breeders. I mean, he was
right.
like 31 when their first album came out, and there isn't anything wrong with that. And just that the music tells it all. And a lot of times too, like, you know, you don't have to say boo about how old you are or have people and see to enjoy the music, because music is music. It doesn't matter how old or who's making it. Sometimes it might not be your style. I mean, like, personally, even though I love the Rolling Stones, I think they should give it up by now, but that's just a different story altogether. So,
yeah, absolutely.
The new album, what was, well, let's put it this way. When you started recording and started working on this new album, did you have an idea in mind as per, like, maybe how the songs were going to flow, or just like, arrangement of the music, not necessarily just the music side of it, but the lyrical side, and as far as song titles go, to kind of put them together in a certain way that kind of sounded good to you?
Well, that's a great long question, but the answer is no.
Well, that's it for me.
No, I don't have a plan. I never have a plan. I'm the kind of person that, even though I'm fairly logical in that I've had a career in computers for my entire life, I'm actually one of those kind of creative people that fly around all over the place and you can never kind of pin down. So the way that I approach creating my music is literally, the thing that really got me into this, I have to say, is that I tried to get into music recording when I was younger, and I really couldn't get on with the technology with multi-tracking and things like that. I just found it a real pain in the arse. So I kind of just didn't do it. And then I got a new Mac last year with the latest version of GarageBand on it.
Right.
And there's a thing on there called the Session Drummer that you may know about. And it just blew my mind. I mean, the fact that I could just turn this drummer on, and it was like my own little session drummer, and I could start jamming away on the guitar, and this thing would just create this awesome drum track. And it just, for me, it just kind of spoke to me and said, right, there's music that can be made here, and you just need to bring it out.
Right on. Well, it's GarageBand is a lot like In-Track, which is what I have, and it's gotten a lot better. A lot of improvements. Obviously, they keep developing it, and even for the free version, I paid $3 for it, so it's not exactly breaking the bank, right? So, I recorded a few songs with it a couple of years ago, I think maybe, and you could do kind of layering, but still with just guitar and vocals. But now you can add instruments, and they have like pre-recorded like drum tracks and that sort of thing. And some of them are okay. I haven't sat down, I haven't had a chance to sit down and work with it yet, but I'm kind of interested to see how it kind of pans out, just because of the simple fact that a lot of the drum tracks, you really gotta kind of mix and match and make them sound a little bit different, because for the most part, they just sound the same. It's either sounds like the drums are sped up or slowed down. There's not a huge change. I'm not expecting like any like 7/4 timing like Danny Carey plays with Tool, but
Yeah, exactly. And no, I couldn't believe it when I just started, using it. And for me, I don't think it's right to try and use it to replicate like real drums, like rock drums. But I'm a massive fan of Nine Inch Nails and Radiohead, and a lot of people don't like electronic drums when you're trying to play rock music. But for me, that industrial sound, it just energizes me, and I get a real buzz out of listening to it. It really is like, for me, it gives something back, and I feel energized and like I just want to jump around the place. So for me, I upgraded to Logic Pro, which has a whole ton of like electronic drum machine, 808 and things like that on there. So I started playing around with that, and then adding in my electric guitars and my vocals, and I just jam away really until I've got an instrumental that I like the sound of. And then I'll leave it for a day, and I'll sit down with the headphones on and just listen to it a few times, and the lyrics start coming out, and it's all just seat of your pants stuff. And then I'll refine it over a few days. I usually find that I've got a song down within a day or two, certainly the basic structure, and then it just goes from there.
Well, it's nice that you mentioned Nine Inch Nails, because I'm a huge fan as well. And just speaking of their drum tracks, there's a lot of songs they can't do live without the drum machine, just because their drummer, there's no humanly possible way to to play some of those beats. And perfect example is the breakdown in Perfect Drug. There's
right.
like kind of just slightly after the bridge, that's when it breaks down. And I know people have said before, it's like, no, I'd love to hear them play that. And Trent Reznor said, well, if a drummer can move at the speed of light without tiring himself out for the one song, then yeah, sure, of course we could do it, but it's a little too difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I say it's not mainstream music, the industrial side, by a long shot, which is probably why there aren't a lot of bands out there doing it. You've got a lot of bands in Germany, which they all, to me, have a very similar sound, but over and above that, outside of Germany, there aren't really a lot of bands that have made it. But I love it. I don't know why it's not more popular. For me, it just, as I say, it just has a level of energy. I'm also a big fan of dance music as well. So, I used to go clubbing a lot, and trance especially is something that I just love to dance to. So trying to mix those two together, which is kind of what Nine Inch Nails do. If you listen to their music, it's been said that it has a dance base to it, so you could dance to it. And there is something about the beat that I think psychologically it's been analysed that there is a particular beats per minute that does something to your brain.
Well, just just before I pass pass the mic, for lack of better words, pass the mic over to Mike. For for Nine Inch Nails, hands down for me, favorite album, and I think is probably the best album is The Fragile.
Right.
That is my favorite album. I think that's hands down their best album.
I do like that. I think it hasn't got a good reputation, has it?
No, but man, I saw the concert. For The Fragile, and that was probably one of the best concerts I've seen in my life because it floats so well. Because obviously there's two. I love how they put the left and the right, left and right for the CDs, right? And God, I'm contradicting myself a lot here. I'm kind of not double entendre, but you know what I mean. But
Sure.
But point being is it flowed so well, and during that entire tour, and Mike, I think I mentioned this on NMS before, and this is not a complete secret, but not too many people know that during that tour, he was rehabbing himself from heroin.
Yes, I remember we talked about that once.
Yeah. So
amazing when you think about it. That must be. I don't even know how you do that.
I have no idea, and I don't want to know either.
No, well,
it is pretty amazing. I mean, I went to see Black Sabbath on Tuesday, and I'm going again on Saturday to take my son because he was so jealous that I went on Tuesday. I had to get some more tickets for Saturday. And I'm also reading Ozzy's autobiography, and when you hear what that guy got up to, you wonder how he's able to stand on stage and sing the way he does still.
Yeah, no kidding. It's unreal. And you just struck another chord. And Mike, I'm sorry. One more thing here. I promise we'll get on to you.
So good.
With Ozzy, I've seen Black Sabbath a few times. Like this was years ago when they did the reunion tour. So I saw them on the reunion tour. Then I saw them again at Ozfest. And you got to hand to them. And at Ozfest, it was kind of weird. It was different from the union tour, meaning that when Ozzy was introducing the band, that when he got to Tony Iommi, the crowd did not stop applauding and cheering. I mean, it went on and on and on. And he was kind of standing there looking at his face, like, holy crap. Like, you could see he was so humbled by it. And it was just something else to see. And, of course, Ozzy, the cheese ball that he is at the end of the show, he said, "No, so thank you. We love you all." And he goes,
I love you all.
Yeah. And he says, "Do me a favor." He goes, "If you've been drinking, doing drugs, don't be stupid, man. Take a cab home. Get a lift." Like personal, like a public service announcement right there. It's like, thanks, Ozzy. That's a great way to end the show. But yeah, it was a killer show. And the other thing is, real quick, is there's a movie years ago called The Jerky Boys. The Jerky Boys were a comedy group. Anyways, they did a movie like a quick hour 20 minutes sort of thing. Anyways, point being is they're running away from the mob, and they got to a concert hall, and they jumped the roadies and replaced the roadies. And Ozzy was there because the band that was playing was Helmet, and Ozzy was managing Helmet at the time. And he says, "Who are you guys?" He goes, "What about BJ and Andrew?" And he's like, "Oh, they got a better gig." A better gig? They were like family. He goes, "With who?" "The Monkees." "The fucking Monkees?" And just the look of disgust on his face alone, just like maybe like laugh, and it was in tears, was laughing so hard, if you can just picture it, I'm sure you can find that actually clip on YouTube, but just a look of disgust in his face was just enough to kill me over.
Amazing.
So, Mike, go ahead. I'll shut up now.
It's all good. I could listen to that all day. Actually, I love where these conversations go. It's what I like about doing shows. It's like you start talking about one thing and then suddenly we talk about the Obscura and the Osborne references and whatever else, which is cool. Cool. Well, like obviously, JJ, I've kind of worked with you a bit now on this and got to know you fairly well. But one of the things I've never asked you, and it occurred to me, I was thinking about, what am I going to ask him? I've probably asked him everything over the last few months, year or so. But I don't know when you started playing the guitar or what you did before this. Like, I mean, I'm guessing when you sat down and got your computer and you had GarageBand, you had a guitar already and you did something. So I don't know much about your kind of prior musical journey.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's a bit of a fragmented journey, really. I mean, I had a guitar in my sort of teens, and used to have a little bit of a jam with some friends, but it didn't really go very far. Just playing around, really. And as I say, I had my own company, so I kind of got into the business side of things and into work, which obviously when you've got your own company, it takes up a hell of a lot of time. And then, so career and family, and then I just used to use the guitar a bit, but I'm not I wasn't one of these fanatics that would be out